Homicide 1905, the case of 49-year-old Rebecca Margaret Gregory. Rebecca Gregory was convicted of the manslaughter of 56-year-old Alfred Graham Stewart. They had lived together for nearly 30 years as man and wife, and she stabbed him after a quarrel. Rebecca Gregory, which was her real name, was known as Henrietta Stewart. Alfred Stewart later died at Bolingbroke Hospital. He made a dying deposition which read, "I was at 51 Gorse Road about 5:30 this evening with my wife Henrietta Stewart. I went down to the basement to get some coals when I received a blow in the back. I felt no pain, but there was a quantity of blood flowing down my back and I became faint. My wife was behind me at the time and no one else was present or in the house. I did not see my wife strike the blow." Alfred Stewart had been a barrister at law but had never practised. He had had a small private income and had drunk to excess at times and was a very bad-tempered man. After stabbing him, Rebecca Gregory went to see the doctor and said, "You must come at once, my husband is bleeding. He will bleed to death." The doctor said that he said, "Well, but how did it happen? What is the cause of it?" And that Rebecca Gregory replied, "Well, I stabbed him." He said that it was a fearful night with a black fog and that they walked back to her house, which was about 6 or 7 minutes walk away. He said that Rebecca Gregory gave him the impression that she had been drinking and that her breath smelt of drink. He said that she seemed terribly distressed and in great grief about it, but not drunk. He said that on the way that she told him that Alfred Stewart had struck her with a soda bottle. When the doctor arrived, he found Alfred Stewart alone in the house in a bedroom on the first floor at the front. He was lying on the bed, partly dressed with his coat and waistcoat off, but his trousers, boots, shirt and underwear still on. He said that his clothes were saturated with blood and that there was a good deal of blood on the bed. He said that when he saw him, he said, "The woman has stabbed me," which he kept repeating many times. The doctor noted that Alfred Stewart had evidently been drinking. He said that when he took up his shirt, he found that he had a deep incised wound in the left dorsal region. He said that he applied pressure and called for assistance, and then after some other doctors arrived, they agreed that Alfred Stewart should go to hospital. Later, when the police were examining the room, Rebecca Gregory came up the stairs and went in and said, "Here comes the criminal. Here's the murderer." It was said that she said that as if in despair. Rebecca Gregory was convicted of manslaughter at the Old Bailey on the 9th of January 1905 and sentenced to 6 months in the 2nd Division.